it's Mura Sakiyo Ookami, and yes, there's a new manga translation out now. Yeah, quite a few are coming out because a lot of them, well, I'm not going to say how many, but quite a few have been approved lately. So you're going to see quite a few of these manga translation videos, just as a heads up. The first one we're going to talk about, well, the one we're talking about in this video, is DISCRACED bots from leader to FEMBOY submission. Now, this manga, to start off with, on the DLSite like store screen, people might remember this one for a different name. Let me just get that name up for you. Yeah, it was a lot of people might remember it on DLSite as a delinquent feminization resistance log. But what DLSite has done, which I'm very glad about, is that after you translate the manga, you can translate or localize the name and then translate the description, which I'm quite happy about because a lot of like these names that DLSite came out with, you could tell it was done by like Google Translate and that. Like delinquent feminization resistance log, like if you were like on the store, like, you know, outside the looking in, that's just word soup. You wouldn't have any idea what that's about. But the new name, which I gave it, is Disgraced Boss, from leader to FEMBOY submission. That tells you, like, sort of like roughly the idea of what it's like. The reason why I went with that name instead of a more literal title is sort of similar to like Kitty Media, because when Kitty Media tried to do a more literal name, the manga or their anime didn't sell nearly as well because it didn't really give you an idea of the title, because a lot of Japanese titles, when you translate it literally, it doesn't really sound right. Like, it doesn't sound like a an erotic book manga or DVD. It just sounds like a typical anime, or the name's not like gonna catch people's eye. So what I've done is, like, on the DLSite page is that, you know, you've got the English name Disgraced Boss, but for the actual main title of the manga that you download and all that, I've left that completely in Japanese because I didn't want to interfere with the original name and like the original look of it, because I think the artwork is like gorgeous and all that, and I think a title page, like, it's the first thing you're gonna see, and I didn't want to interfere with that with like the localized name, like, because the name of the title is like purely for advertisement purposes. Like, you can't, like, you know what I mean. What am I gonna say? I've lost my train of thought. Damn it. Like, if you go with like literal name, like, you know, you still got the original title there, but in Japanese text, but you don't have, like, say, a Google Translate title or a localization title, so it's just as you would see it if you were getting the Japanese doujin, but without you know, the Japanese writing in the main text is in English instead of Japanese, which I do think it does look nicer and better. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the story of this one. So it's about a, like, from the title, it's probably tell what it's about. It's about a an ex-gang boss. Like, there's a gang boss, and then there's this new guy. They have a brawl, and the leader loses and then sort of like becomes the group's pet. I mean, it does sound like, I mean, it is very much a BDSM sort of title. There's not like bondage or anything, but it focuses more on like the humiliation and the embarrassment aspect and like sort of like falling into your secret desires sort of manga. You're not going to get like whips or chains in here or anything like that. It's more of, it leads more into the S&M side than the BDSM side, if that makes sense. There is some BDSM elements, but if you're not a fan of, like, say, bondage or anything like that, you'll be fine here. This focuses purely on, like, the humiliation aspect. But honestly, I had a lot of fun translating this one, especially the part where he is forced to do an idol song. So he's like has to dress up in like a like an idol outfit and sort of like do like a karaoke in front of everyone. And while I was translating that, like while the song, when I translate it, like I localized it because you have to make it rhyme and that. I thought, trying to make the song rhyme in like sort of like in a more English sense than Japanese sense, that was a lot of fun. While it came more out of like if you were actually singing this song, it would come out more as like I Will Survive. But when I was actually translating it, my mind was totally gone into that Yakuza song that goes, I love you, you love me. And that song was just caught in my head whilst I was translating it. And I was just like in absolute giggles whilst translating it. And oh, so much fun to do. It was... Yeah, so... Oh, that was fun. Like, because it was like, I was trying to think of like good ways to rhyme. Like with the beginning of a song, you don't need to worry about rhyming as much as long as like the flow's in. But like once like the chorus comes in, you have to rhyme it. You have to rhyme it. So it was quite an interesting experience because it was like you're more like a songwriter and like what happens is when songs are translated, because songs, poems, they are known to be like the hardest things to translate. Because, especially like say for example with English and Japanese, like, you know, our rhythms are different, our flows are different, like the rhyming rules are completely different. So what translators tend to do, now you might have noticed this in like say the old Funimation anime like opening dubs, is that it was more like a transliteration or like it was like inspired by the song than being an actual literal translation of the song, like say you would see in like the subtitled version on of the same anime. So you'd get a more literal translation in the subtitles, but it doesn't rhyme, and like if you actually sung it, it wouldn't quite sound right. Whilst say the singers of like the opening would be like, you know, they'd have it rhyme and be like of a similar theme, but it's still not the same song. It's like a same song but different song. So I sort of went more that route because that is the easiest one to go, especially when you've got, with this song, you've not got like the whole lyric song. I mean, if the creator ever decides to do like say a version of this or like a bonus comic where the gang leaders, like the ex-boss is like doing the karaoke, it's just that, I would translate that because that was just so much fun to do. Yeah, so yeah, it was just a really fun one to do, and it is a bit different from what I usually do because I usually stick with like the more light-hearted ones. This one I'd say is slightly darker, but I'd say overall it's quite a still quite an upbeat tone, especially if, like, say, if you're into, like, the sort of humiliation fetishes and, like, cross-dressing femboy, and, you know, it doesn't take itself seriously. It's not as, like, say, dark as, like, I was supposed to be your boyfriend. That was quite dark. But so this one isn't quite, say, on the same darkness aspect. Like, you wouldn't read this on Halloween. This is more like if you want to read something that has a humiliation fetish, but you don't want anything too serious, because I think a lot of these, like, humiliation SMM manga do take themselves seriously a bit too much. Like, they have, like, really dark stories and all that. So it's the same as, like, say, Shadow ACS's, like, critique on Bible Black in his Ticket to Damnation series. Like, a lot of, like, hentai OVAs and all that focus on, like, the BDSM weirdly try and have really dark, serious stories for some reason. They don't try and make themselves fun. It has to be, like, a really deep, heavy plot. And it's like, why? I mean, granted, there are some good ones, like really good stories that focus on, like, the darker aspects, like use, like, sort of like the BDSM as, like, symbolism for, like, restraint and all that. But for someone but not all of them come out good, like, you know, you know what I mean. While this one, it doesn't take itself too seriously, it just throws itself into the fetish. It's just fun. It is fun. Like, it just doesn't take itself too seriously. It's quite light-hearted, as light-hearted as one of these types of doujins can go. Like, it's definitely like, if you're looking for something absolute vanilla, the next manga that's coming out, I'm not going to announce it yet because the name hasn't been confirmed yet. I mean, I know the name, but I can't say it yet until, like, it's out and, like, published to you guys. But this next one is going to be a lot more vanilla, so if you're not into, like, say, the more humiliation stuff and you want something a little bit more vanilla, I'd say wait till the next one comes out, which will be, like, within a day or two of this one. In fact, by the time you listen to this one, it might already be out, and I might be trying to find time to, like, record this second one, and it'd be crazy. Yeah, and then because I can't really give, like, too much away because I don't know what I can and can't say, but all I can say is there's going to be another manga if like, released, like, straight after this one, like, within, like, a matter of, like, a couple days. The date hasn't been confirmed yet, but by the time you see it, and considering they got, like, approved, like, within a couple days of each other, it's not going to be a long wait. So, yeah, you've got quite a few manga to look forward to. So, yeah, thank you for your support so far. I mean, thanks for listening in to this manga, just translation analysis podcast. I don't know what to call this, like, just me talking about, like, the experience of each manga I translate via DLSite Translators Unite. Like, I guess you could call it, like, a little podcast, because you can just listen to it without seeing, like, the visuals. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Yeah, and enjoy this one. I remember this one being quite popular quite few years ago, but I think it got removed from, like, the pirate sites, and I don't think it was translated into English, but I remember, like, the rankings for, like, femboys was quite high back then. So now you can read it whilst you've got I love you, da, 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 you love me. It's stuck in your head. Like I did, even though the song's more like I Will Survive, you know, because I was afraid, I was petrified. So yeah, again, thank you very much for listening to this so far. I hope you have a good day, and you buy the manga, support the original mangaka, support me, support the channel, get more of these manga translations done and published, and everyone's happy. Alright, so thank you very much. それじゃあね、バイバイ、ありがとう。See you. Bye bye. Bye.